And I guess you talked about the whole not having it too crowded. Do you think is that the number one make or break for a space, or what do you think is the most
no?
important
I don't know if I could pick one number one make or break, other than it's got to be awesome. So if the space is just kind of ordinary and it has nothing extraordinary about it, how are people supposed to get excited about that? They would need it a lot. Something changed in around 2007, 2009 to make these things happen. And I think one of the formative things I think that led to the Makerspace explosion was the fact that the patents on 3D printers expired. And so information in the more or less the public domain. And you had a lot of entrepreneurs and small companies and individuals immediately jump on this opportunity to make something cool. But it's really 25-year-old technology. It's just the patents that expired. So they're trying to improve on a product which is finally available to them. And it was a significant product because it was a combination of coding. There's definitely software that needs to be written to drive the thing, and then it generates G-code. There's the hardware. There's making things out of a 3D CAD file and turning it into a tangible object. Another perfect storm of opportunity.
So you're saying that more or less that the coolness factor of just having 3D printers, having something new like that,
there is still,
and that hacking mentality, that's the fundamental that got a lot of these started.
I think it is. I think that the revolution started with the cross product of how awesome 3D printing is and how accessible programming is, and the two kind of hit together and boom, something awesome happened. Because there's still people who don't understand 3D printing, or if I show them a print, it's the first time they've seen something that's been made with a 3D printer. I have to talk to them about why it looks the way it does, and they're all really into it, like, you made this? They usually think it took 15 seconds to make instead of 15 hours.
Yeah.
But even so, they recognize that this is an interesting thing. And some people are so jaded to it, they're like, oh, that's a crappy print. Well, yeah, it probably is. But yeah, I think the thing that a space needs is it needs a little dash of awesome sauce, and something has to be there to impassion them. And one of the things I heard when I was at the Washington D.C. Nation of Makers meeting that the White House convened was you need a big win, or you need something has to happen to light people up, and that could be anything from a hackathon. Here at PS1, we're I think the original space that created the Power Racing series. I hope I'm not wrong about that because I've said it before. But some people from here established Power Racing. And now it's a thing where you get one of those 6-volt kiddie cars, like a Barbie car or a Jeep or something, but then you're allowed a budget of $500 to soup it up. So you can spend up to $500 to put a couple of 800-watt motors in there, a bank of lithium-ion batteries.
True hacker mentality there.
And there's not much left of the kiddie car at the end except maybe some of the body panels. And I don't think you actually need to have you don't have to have any trace of the original car left. But they usually, at the last race there were a couple of Mario Kart cars, and there's all, things like that. But it gets everybody involved. And you can get a team involved, and it doesn't have to be a set number of people. A certain group of people can work on welding, somebody can work on suspension, you can bounce back and forth, somebody works on the electrification, somebody makes the ignition, somebody makes the steering wheel, somebody decorates the car, make costumes for the driver. The races aren't, you don't win a trophy by going fast around the track, you win a trophy by being awesome. And that's determined generally by the audience. So it gets a lot of people interested, it gets a lot of people impassioned. But it could be anything else. It could be community support.
Anything cool, competition, or something that just draws a lot of people, and that's a good way to kickstart.
Whatever people care about. I can't predict necessarily. I'm not the best person even to predict what will people care about.
Yeah, it just has to be something that's relevant to your audience.